I gotta try to get it off. I sent it to.
That's what I was thinking. Everybody's gonna try to get into the Zoom.
Yeah, I did it again. I forgot you was telling me that last time too.
Dirt. What's up, bro?
All right, I think I got it.
Copy the link. I'm sending the link now.
All right.
All right.
Uh-huh.
So it's good. It's good. We're gonna get this together one of these days, bro. So we're gonna get it right one of these days. I feel like we just started, bro. I feel like we just look. All of this stuff is on here. Got to go.
And then you got to remember too. You know, we ain't do nothing for a good minute.
Yeah, but they ain't got nothing to do with it, bro. Like honestly, you would think we have all this together by now, bro. Can't be going out in the street looking like this. Look, I'm rushing so bad. I got food I'm cooking and everything should have been done.
Yo, I'm speeding. As I'm on my way home speeding, I'm calling aunts and hitting cousins and loved ones and sending out my shout outs because I didn't want to be out all night hitting people, and I still got a few more.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, this is crazy. Ridiculous. And I got these huge behind ribs.
But you got some brontosaurus ribs?
I got some beef ribs and I got some pork ribs. You know?
I would say I said you got them. I'm going to say you got them brontosaurus joints like on the Flintstone. When you put it on the tray.
Honestly, bro, that's what I was looking for. I'll be truthful with you. That's what I was looking for. Suckers did not. Look at this red. That red right there. That's what I'm talking about. Ready to give Joyner a run for his money, boy.
You ever see Joyner when he chopping up some pulled pork? He'd be like, he'd be having two of those big cleavers.
I told him, I was like, yo, bro, you hear me going down south and doing that, man. You know? And you right near my neighborhood too? Give me a call.
He's in that's the part of town he in too when he go down.
He ain't too far from where my family's at.
Yeah, what part is he at?
I forget, man, but I know it's either in or right next to it.
Oh yeah.
I think he's like in Durham or something like that, or somewhere like that. He's right there.
Right there, yeah. Yeah.
He's right there, bro. So y'all gotta excuse us, man. We trying to get this stuff together, man. I'm doing a million and one things right now. You know, we're supposed to be all together, man, but time didn't want to give us no break. What happened? See? Audio keep going in and out. Some of that is not all us, though. Just want to let y'all know that, okay? That stuff look good. Huge, too. So the audio just went out?
Yeah, that's it. The pop. Yeah, we only went out for a hot second. It happened a few times.
Yeah, man, I think it's got something to do with that collaboration between Zoom and Ustream. That's why I don't want to do the Zoom, but until we get that collaboration with the other platform, we'll rock that for a little bit. You know? But anyway, bro. So last week we did a whole lot of talking about the JOB, man. I don't want to do that this week.
We got to delve into something different.
Definitely. So I really wanted to get into the draft. You know what I mean?
Say it again.
I really wanted to get into the draft.
The football draft. You said the football draft?
Yeah, I wanted to get into that last week, man. It was going on at the time that we were doing it, you know. But
yo, bro,
I wasn't able to get into it because
the football draft, it wouldn't have been nothing I could have contributed, because I don't know. There's a few names that I heard only during the last couple of those days before leading up to it. Other than that, I don't know nothing about college football. Other than, if you see I'm wearing a Penn State Tigers hat, that's Penn State. That's my two nephews and my godson. They both graduated from Penn State. So I'm representing that for them.
Well, yeah, I remember you telling me that. Here's the reason I had to try to get into the football, because, you know, I had to have a segue to get into that situation. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to just talk about it and leave it.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the skill set and everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could even talk about, your grandson, and, there's a lot we could talk about as far as football.
Yeah. And and I'm hearing the audio from the other side. It sounds good.
As long as you stay on, it sounds good.
Huh?
As long as you stay on.
All right, yeah. So like I said today, I was a Penn State.
That's why I'm not moving my leg, because I don't know where.
Penn State representative.
So, the two nephews, right?
Uh-huh.
Penn State, which was one of the colleges I used to represent.
Back in the days when not doing the what was that? Was it Penn State that had the scandal recently?
Right before scandal.
Oh, yeah, that was the bad times right there. The scandal.
No. Get a piece of foil and just put on top of the fish. Good money. All right, y'all. So we're all together now. So got to get my little spot right here. You know, my studio is all set up for the other computer, so being that would act a little funky, I'm gonna chill over here. Yeah. What
Yeah, it's flicking again a little bit.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. It's making me want to just cut this sucker off, man, because that's annoying me. But I can't even do the intro. I can't. You know, there's so much of the show that's supposed to be going on right now. Like, yeah. But let's just get into it, bro. Let's forget about all the mishaps, man, and just work with what we got, because this is what it's going to be. We always got a plan B, C, and D. So, you know, I think we probably at plan B right now, going into plan C. You know? But and we're gonna continue talking sports. We gotta talk about my Warriors and the fact that, you know, they're playing probably what's going to be my second team with John Moran on it.
Mm.
You know, that's like, he's like probably going to be my second or third best point guard that I know of.
And you talking about in history of the NBA?
Yeah, yeah.
He has the potential to be probably the best new wave point guard. Let me ask you this question, because it might be a two-part answer, because, it's funny, I was thinking about this today too. From the 60s, ushering out the 80s, point guards were predominantly true point guards.
Mm-hmm.
The phasing out of Isaiah, when Isaiah was chiming out, Isaiah, because he started a new chapter. He started that, if you ask me, he started the new chapter of the point guards that we have now, that are just as much scorers as facilitators. Now, to me, it's a difference when it comes to point guards, true point guards, and the new wave point guards that facilitate, because anyone could facilitate and hand off dimes, but it's your more cerebral point guards that are the ones that are all. And if you think about it, and hey sis, and if you think about it, oh, my sister-in-law, she just she threw me off, calling me out. Like if you look at all the cerebral type of point guards and you stack them right next to each other, you will see a lot of similarity in all their games. Now, those cerebral type of point guard, Magic, Stockton, Nash, Mark Jackson, those are the ones that come in my mind as cerebral point guards. When you put them in that wave of the Russell, Iverson, all these new point guards. Hey, what's up, nephew? Come here, say hi. Say hi. Put your head in there. Yeah, he's a tumbler right here. This dude could do how many backflips can you do in a row?
20.
20? Yo, he could do 20 backflips in a row, bro. He gonna be a gymnast. Say hi to Sax.
Hi.
And say hi to the stream. Say hi, stream.
Hi, Shane.
Stream. All right, get out of here. Tell your mommy I said hi. Yeah, so right, so that was going to be one of my questions today. Define point guard. Now, I'm giving you a choice because there's two types of point guards. That's why you always hear true point guard, and then you hear point guard.
Right.
Point guards was meant to be true point guards, that your sole concentration didn't have anything to do with scoring, but you made your team that much more better. If you had to have back then, you had to have a mid-range game. Those guys also had mid-range games. They didn't necessarily shoot a lot of three-pointers, although they shot three-pointers, but they didn't shoot a lot of three-pointers. So the style of point guard, so when they say who's the best point guard, I would always have to say, well, what style of point guard are you talking about? True point guard, or today's point guards?
Right.
Because it's a difference. Between a true point guard and a point guard. And just because guys like Russell, did have a lot of assists, average triple doubles and stuff like that. He's that new age point guard. You can't say you can't call him one of those old school cerebral point guards. And someone made and I wish I could remember the phrase when they said what kind of point guard he was and how he gets his assists. The way that he gets his assist, that the analogy that they use, I said, to me, that defines what a lot of these point guards are, like Harding and all that type of stuff.
Right.
The way that they and I think he used necessity. They got their point, they get their assists through necessity because of the way they play, that with reckless abandonment, going to the hole and dishing it out, opposed to cerebral point guards coming up to the top of the key. And if you notice too, which was funny because I seen Chris Paul doing it the other day, coming up the court, and he was old school, like setting up a plate, and he was throwing his hand up and and doing one of the old school, we running, whatever his hand motion gesture was. I was like, wow, I haven't seen that in a while, And when the last time you seen a point guard come up and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever,
Play, right?
Yeah. When the last time you seen that?
Yeah, honestly, it's been a while. You know what I mean? And you don't have too many true point guards. And like you said,
other than Chris Paul out there, that's a true point guard. Other than Chris Paul.
Yeah. I mean, there's not too many out there. There's very few that's actually really good at what they do.
And I can't, I can't think of not one. I can't think of one true point guard.
Yeah.
Not one. I can't think of one.
Outside of Chris Paul, I mean, there really isn't any. Because every point guard wants to be a scoring guard.
Yeah, all those point guards now, all that new wave point guard. They're all that point guard that started ushering in. Well, I can't say exactly because there still was a few that was still true point guards as Isaiah was fading out. But Isaiah's style of play was like these new guys, like Isaiah averaged. I think Isaiah and Stephon Marbury was only 2 point guards back then that averaged 20 and 8 in the NBA during them times. They were the only two that that averaged that, and they played alike. They looked to shoot just as much as pass. I mean, passing was still secondary, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, you had in that era, you had Isaiah, you had Stockton, you had and even he was kind of like teetering between point guard and scoring guard.
Who
Gary
that?
Payton.
Oh yeah, Gary Payton. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Gary Payton was probably between the two sets
Yeah.
of point guards. He stands alone somewhat in that middle.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, say, he's not he's not like the Iversons and Stephon Marburys and the new wave guys now, but he wasn't a cerebral type of point guard like Magic, Stockton, Nash, and Mark. Him and I would say Rod Strickland, kind of.
Yeah.
But
Rod was more. He was more of that new wave too, because he wanted to do more scoring than anything else. You know what I'm saying? And he was nice at point, but he was in that Iverson mindset too. The Iverson, Marbury, if anybody is probably more cerebral, like you're saying, it will probably be like a Jason Kidd.
I forgot about Jason Kidd.
Yeah,
that was and
Jason Kidd,
cerebral,
Mark Jackson, like those are the old regime of point guards that wanted to actually be a point guard. You know what I'm saying?
And run like to be an extension of their coaches. You don't even hear no one utter that word, extension of the coach, other than Chris Paul. No, you don't hear nobody say anything the other. Back then they used to throw that word out all the time. He's in a greater extension of his coach. You know what I'm saying? And that's weird that we talking about that, because and that's what it is.
Yeah.
So when I say define a point guard, to me, a point guard first objective is to run that team's offense. Like each team has, when it comes to offense as well as defense, they have a game plan in a way that the offense is ran. Like say even the triangle. The triangle was one of those type of offenses, if not the only type of offense, that you really didn't need a point guard. You just needed pretty decent ball handlers. And
and also you got to remember, the triangle was more. Everybody became a point guard, and I don't mean like in a literal sense of being a general. You know what I'm saying? But the ball moved, and that was the whole thing. You know what I mean? You wanted movement. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's why there was really no need for a point guard, because in the triangle, you're supposed to have movement, with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said,
The
you had that one
movement,
play.
yeah, the movement with the ball, and you stay within this triangle diaphragm, which was kind of like crazy, So getting back to defining a point guard, okay, extension of the coach, dictate the tempo of the game, direct, a director, you put your, put the teammates in position to, receive the pass. That's what those typical point guards, traditional old school point guards did. But I don't think those type of point guards will ever come back again, because of them point guards being spoiled with Iverson, Curry,
Right.
those type of guys coming in. I don't think it would ever go back to a traditional point guard, So, and almost too, everything changed. Shooting guard changed, small forward changed, and I think what's causing it to change is, to me, if you ask me, one of the key things why it's changing is because the height of those players. And it's so weird, because back in the 60s and 70s, point guards averaged like 6'1", 6'2", probably.
Baby, could you put blue lights down here? Thank you.
And the roles was more defined. Okay, point guard 6'1", 6'2", shooting guard 6'4", 6'5", small forwards 6'6", 6'7", power forwards 6'8", 6'9", and that tweener 6'10", and 6'10" and higher.
Thank you.
6'10" and higher was was centers. But now it's like you centers are like 6'10", but the centers now, their roles are different now, because you have to play like almost like a swing type of position, and be able to shoot a little bit now, like.
But to me, when and this is how I feel about the point guard of today. Like you said, you have to be able to break down the defense. You have to be able to shoot. You have to be. To me, it stagnates the play of a team. When you have a point guard, to me, that's has the caliber of Ja Morant, Chris Paul, Stephon Martin. That's Stephon Martin. That's back in the day. Steph Curry. That can break down a defense, that can get his or her own shot, but incorporates the team.
Yeah, how we forget Irving.
Word. I mean, but when you have that ability to break down a team and and incorporate your team, see that's where a true point guard comes in for me. When you incorporate your team, and I think you said that earlier, you know what I'm saying? It elevates not only your game, but it elevates the game of everybody else around you. That's a true point guard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I agree. I agree, man. I just, this day and age point guard, to me, is a selfish type of play.
And I wouldn't even call it, to tell you the truth. Me personally, I don't even consider them point guard, and they need to. They probably need to come up with a different name for that position now. To me, it should be called something else, but what else can you call it? You know what I'm saying? But because they're not defining the word point guard. They, besides their height, and if you go the 5 players, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, a 1 is always the point guard, but he don't have anything to do with the coach.
Yeah, and they don't talk all of that.
When I say not anything to do with the coach, he's not implementing the coach's way of playing. Not now. I got to give this part to the coach, because if the coach don't want a prototypical point guard, he wants the new age point guard to basically cause hell by trying to get into the paint and then dish it out or something first, and then and I think them exploiting point guards like Iverson, it took it to a different level. Like, oh man, we need an athletic, fast point guard. We don't need him to be thinking about dishing out 9 assists a game, 7, 8, 9 assists a game. We need 5 assists from our point guard a game. But we need 17, 18 points though. You know?
Me as a coach, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm telling my point. If you score 20 points and more, I need to see 8 assists from you and more.
Yeah.
I need to see it, because that means that you incorporate your teammates. If I see 1, 2,
3,
maybe 3,
4, that's not point guard strategy, because that means you're not running a team. You're 2. So now, unfortunately,
you were 2 or 3. You're not even a 1 now.
Unfortunately, yeah, and it's only because of your height that they're calling you a point guard. Because if you were 6'5", 6 and 7, you would be a small forward.
So let me ask you a question.
Even though you could be a point forward, but you'll be more of a small forward.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think of Lonzo Ball as a point guard?
He's the closest in the NBA to a true point guard.
Oh God, Jesus.
He's the closest, and I guarantee you, besides him, you can't come up with a name of anybody else close to being a true point guard.
Okay, you know what?
Because that's what Ball is actually. He's a pass first point guard.
I give it to you. I'll give you that. I think he's trash, but I'll give you the fact that he's the closest thing to a point guard. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's define it again. True point guard.
Right. That's why I said I give you that,
because he ain't that new wave point guard. You know, like with the scoring and stuff like that. So he's probably the last of the Mohicans. It might forever change with him. He might be the last, the somewhat kind of like have that mentality of pass first.
See, for me, if he had came into the league a little more structured than what his dad did, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I probably would have given him a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt. But because he came into the league as this John Morant, Allen Iverson, Magic Johnson,
they more gave him Magic Johnson status than those other 2 guys.
Nah, bro, nah. I'm not even going down it that way. Like, yo, they gave him everything. When he came out, bro, they made him seem like he was Iverson as far as scoring. He was Magic as far as dishing. He was like, yo, they said that he had this.
The only thing I don't agree with that, bro. The only thing I recall hearing of him was his eye for the game, like kid type of point guard.
Nah, they put him,
I
bro.
never heard
Bro,
nobody
they put this
classify him in.
dude on. They put him on a pedestal. He was higher than.
Now this is what I think.
And that was his dad. That was his dad that did that.
Yeah, that they put him. They elevated him too fast as to be the czar of point guards.
Right.
They elevated him, and his to me what hurt him the most, his drive. His drive, he don't have, like, he's too passive of a point guard. Like, he got the flair, but he don't have the passion or the want to get that part of it done. And I think that's what hurt his game. It's almost like he was shell shocked. If he would have came in with his skills, with the attitude of his younger brother, he would have been a different player. His younger brother came in right off the bat, like, yo, I'm gonna dazzle y'all, and I'm gonna try to score too. You know, his brother came in with a total different attitude. That's what propelled his brother over him that quick. But the pop said the youngest kid was going to be the best.
Because his Lonzo was the tune-up. You understand what I'm saying? He was the tune-up. His brother was the muscle car. You know what I'm saying? Like he came out on fire. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I felt like their father did Lonzo a complete disrespect, because now everybody looks at him like, yo, when you want to elevate to the point of what y'all claim he was.
Yeah.
He's never gotten to the point of.
But you know what? The ending of last year, he started coming in to his own, and that's the reason why he was highly sought after as a free agent when he went to Chicago. The worst thing that could have happened to him was to go to the Lakers, and then them bring in LeBron, because LeBron actually really destroyed that. And LeBron is my favorite player, but he actually destroyed that team, because it takes a certain type of player to play with LeBron. You know, you sacrifice it. Like, to me, he wants superstars to play along with him, but superstars don't excel to me as much as they once did when they do play with him, you know, because of his style of play.
That's because LeBron demands for greatness to be shown upon him. It's different when Magic, Jordan, Bird, like, they were great players. You know what I'm saying? But they expected more from their teammates. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that LeBron don't expect their teammates to be good, but
yeah,
there's no push from him.
He's not, you know, like how some people lead by certain examples, like Jordan and which I don't think there's ever be anyone like Jordan and Kobe when it comes to holding their teammates accountable. Damn it, you know, I don't because of LeBron's ways. It's not like, say, Jordan and Kobe, that
right,
that it's not going to work with him to try to, like, force feed them. Like, yo, look, you're gonna hear from me if you don't play your game and bring something to the table. You know, like Kobe and Jordan is like, through practice, they getting in their teammates' ass, you know, and trying to bring out the best in them. You know, and if you was a tough player, you would last with them, and they will respect you. Like, one of the only people I can remember Kobe getting mad about that got traded was when the Lakers traded Lamar Odom. Like that, he was mad that they traded him. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, he knew the potential, and this is because he was talking about leaving that year. He was like,
Mhm.
you know, like they gave Kobe, they pretty much gave him whatever he wanted at that point in time because he was out. Kobe was pretty much done. Like he like you said, he was pissed when they traded Lamar. You know what I mean? And it was more because of that dynamic that he brought to the team. Yeah, there was some little things here and there, whatever the case may be, but Lamar was he was a monster for his position.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And cats fail to realize, you know, the potential sometimes when, you know, okay, a player's down, let's get rid of him. What he really brought to the team was the little things that people don't see on the stat sheets. You know what I mean? That's what Dennis Rodman brought to the table.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't see a whole lot in the numbers.
No, this is because there are a few of them in the league. And I think right now the best one in the league who defines a Swiss Army knife, Green for Golden State.
Without question. Yo. And honestly and truthfully, as much as I love Golden State, bro, Green gets on my nerves, but I love to do it at the same time. Like,
Yeah, he's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, son. Like,
yeah.
listen, I love a great player. Look, he could be on another team. He don't have to be on my Knicks. You know, as you see, he don't have to be on the Knicks. But I love a player that shows heart, determination, unselfishness, as well as selfishness, because you got to be selfish sometimes and take that one play that's going to make the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And even, especially when it comes down to protecting your teammate, you know what I'm saying? Unselfishness, you know, and have that grit. You know what I'm saying?
That grit is that I don't want to lose.
Yeah.
Grit. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to lose, you know. And he pitifies Swiss Army knife. Him, that's what I consider Lamar Odom was one of those do it all guys. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't have the best of jump shot, but they did it all. They did everything. Rebound, can get you 20 if needed, can get you 7, 8 assists if needed. You know what I'm saying? They did it all. Defense and all that. Swiss
Bro,
Army knife.
I'm gonna hit you with a player right now that people slept on for years, but I just love to see him play. Love to see him play. Kevin Willis.
Big Kevin Willis from the Hawks.
That dude was a monster. A monster. Defensively and on the boards.
Yeah.
Every now and then he had that breakout scoring game or whatever the case may be. But when you went into inside on a Kevin Willis, bro, you went in on a wall. Him and Oakley used to go at it all the time, man. All the time. That's what I look for now when I see players. You can't get that nowadays, man. You hit a dude and he start crying. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the game.
You know what, too, though? But if you look at it, though, bro, it's because the position is positionless basketball now. These guys they're not playing their body position. You know what I'm saying? Because like LeBron's supposed to be a power forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kevin Durant supposed to be a center. You know, he's supposed to be a center. You know, from not Golden State, but from what's his name? Duncan. He's supposed to be a center, but he's a power forward. You know.
No.
No, so they it's like positionless basketball right now. You need to be able to play.
Yeah.
If you're 6'8", if you're 6'8" right now, you're supposed to be able to play at least 3 positions. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, bro, And see, this is where coaches was trying to use, and it all started with what's his name? Started with Dirk when they started using him for a power forward and occasionally a daggone small forward because he was out there shooting threes and stuff. Like, yo, you a center, bro. You a center. What are you doing?
And
But it gave them the leverage.
But check it out. Him, Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, all slower foot. You know what I'm saying? And all of them, their height indicated that they should have been power forwards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's
well,
what
shoot. If you want to look at it, look at Magic. I mean, like,
well, yeah, Magic.
He was a tall point guard.
Yeah, and he changed the. I think he probably ushered in the beginning of position is basketball. You know, with him, like, you know, before him coming in, you never seen guys that tall, not too many that tall with handling and passing skills is you know, like that. You know,
because most of them were small guards. Most of them were scoring guards or small forwards. You didn't see a guy that tall playing point. You know what I mean?
Yo, bro, it was funny because last night, right, we was watching, me and Dez was watching the game, and she was looking at John Morant, right? And she was like, wow, he looks small compared to all them other guys out there. I said, well, my little brother, I said, well, picture Sterling. I said, he's like Sterling height. He's like between Sterling and my boy Raj height. Right. I was telling her to give her an indication. I said, he looks small on TV, but I don't, well, to some people, because to me, 6'1", 6'2" cats is, to me, has always been a tall cat. Because my tallness to me, a 7-footer to me is where I grew up at and been around is 6'7". That's a 7-footer because I never really seen too many guys taller than that, you know. So one of them was 6'6". His name is Abdullah. He used to play for August Martin High School. He was 6'6", but he was skinny. But he probably played power forward and center in high school. You know, so and that's like the thing now. So basketball is forever changed because like now these guys now you got to be almost multi-talented to last in the league. You know, in different positions. You got to have a couple of. You couldn't do like Ben Wallace, basically only do one thing, rebound, two things, rebound and defense. That I don't think that's going to cut it anymore in the NBA.
No,
you know, and I think those type of players are weaning out a little bit. Like if that's all you can do is not unless you're going to be the best, like Rodman.
But you need those kind of players, and this is what I keep telling teams. Well, I can't keep telling teams. This is what I'm telling dudes when you talk about their team. Like you need those type of players. Look, when you look at Milwaukee, for instance, okay, Milwaukee wasn't able to do what they wanted to do until they had all of those pieces in place. Even though you still have Giannis dominating, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you still needed those pieces to win a chip.
And yo, bro, if you look at it, just think about just look at, when you look at their team, look at the position. They got the perfect basketball position team. Point guard, 6'4", 5-ish.
Yeah.
Shooting guard, 6'7", 8-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Small forward, 6'8", because it's different now.
Yeah.
You know, damn, who's their start? Okay, who's their power forward anyway? Is Giannis the power forward or Tweener? He's the power forward. And then they got your prototypical center, 7-footer. You know what I'm saying? They got, if you look at the position
they
and
got
the
a
height,
complete roster, bro.
and their center, their starting five, if is your typical starting five. I'm talking about as far as height, because like now you might have now on these teams a center and 3 starting guys that are 6'7", 6'8", and then your point guard 6'4" or something like that. That's what it's like. So it's like if you look at them side by side, this is how it used to be in the 60s, 70s, and mid 80s.
Right.
This is how your lineup went. That apex like this. Now the apex of a lineup typically is like this. You know?
That's crazy, bro. It's crazy the way they have it set up now.
So that's the reason why I think it's reason why it's causing, if they like to say the new NBA is soft, is because of I think position definement. You know, what are you expected to do? You know, you no longer expected at 6'8" to be banging. At 6'8", you supposed to be now. You're supposed to have a geezer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and so I think that's what changes it though. You know.
I agree, bro. I agree. I just feel like the league is just softening itself, one with the rules. I think some of these rules are just out of pocket. And 2, just allowing these teams, man, to formulate, rosters of really just a quickness. That's what it evolves down to. You know what I mean? It evolves down to really just quickness. And then, take it from there. But man, if I can get back what we had in the 90s, bro, that was some of the best basketball to me.
Yo, you know what I it would be nice if the refs before the game do like the refs in boxing. Like when the refs in boxing goes, to the dressing room and tell them, look, this is what I'm allowing, giving it, the locker room talk on what I think if the ref went into the locker rooms of each team, the 3 refs or 4, however many they have, and let the players define what type of game they want to play. Like, okay, what kind of game are you guys? Do you guys want to bang? Then we're going to be lenient on the bang calls. If the other team accepts that, if you want us to play
bro, they're not gonna do that.
You know what I'm saying? That's what so because these dudes, I know they want to play. I know they want to bang. But they can't get into the game because they can't touch nobody.
But you really think they really want to bang though, bro?
I'm talking about the ones that like to bang. But
like
Green,
those
guys
of them nowadays.
Yeah, they want to play like Oakley and stuff like that. A few those type of guys. So I think they're being kind of wrapped in a cocoon and they can't play the way that they really want to play. You know what I'm saying?
I would love to have that Oakley, Mason, Xavier McDaniel type, roughhouse in this, if you want to call it that. You know what I mean?
And that's the reason why it somewhat happened a little bit. Bro, to tell you the truth, I never ever thought it would have been. Maybe he has an excuse on why Kevin Durant, because I thought he still is I think him and Giannis, because Giannis, that dude just, if I had to choose between the two of them,
Right.
I think I would take Giannis over Kevin Durant, even though I think Kevin Durant is the most unstoppable player. And that's only because of what he's able to do, out beyond the 3-point line and in the, if Giannis had a geezer in the mid-range game, like, hey, what's up, sweet? Good. If he had, because
the
to
funny
me,
thing is he's working on that. You know that. You can see it. He's working on it. You can see it.
Yeah, because right now he is the best player in the NBA because of the tenacity. He got almost what that Kobe and Jordan got. That tenacity and that will, like he has that killer instinct. And if he had a geezer, he'll for surely been all world. But like I said, I was going to say, I never thought I would see the day that somebody was somewhat lock up Durant. But it also goes to show too, 2 stars ain't gonna win it. You got to have 2 stars and are possible. You know what I'm saying? You got to have 2 because you ain't doing it with 2. I don't care. 2 ain't doing it.
You got to have 2 possible.
2 might get you to the chip, but you ain't gonna win the chip. Not with 2.
Yeah.
You need to, that's why Milwaukee got almost. See, now this is the difference with Milwaukee. Milwaukee got 1 star and two possibles. That's what they got. They got 1 star, 2 possibles. And so you need you need that. Okay, two all-stars and one that's he just got beat out from being all-star. So that third guy, he can be in all-star talks. And that's what Milwaukee has. And you need something like that. That's what you need on your team. Because as great as your bro is and they got swept. And I don't believe in that crap. Like if you're a baller, you don't need cohesiveness to do your thing. That's how I feel. That if you ball any situation, home, away, I don't care who I'm playing with, these are the numbers that I produce, and I'm going to produce those numbers. And I don't care who I'm playing alongside, these are the numbers that I'm going to produce. So for Boston to stagnate them, because they didn't stop them, they just stagnated them a little bit. It made them have to do for some shots and work harder on those shots. But I thought I'd never see the day when what's the young kid name for Boston, light-skinned young kid? I can't think of his name. He when he blocked Durant shot twice in that series, I was like, golly, I never would have thought I'd see the day somebody blocked that shot.
Yes. No, I mean, look, I'm a New York fan, so I don't want to make it seem like I don't like Durant, because I actually do. I like the dude. You know what I'm saying? I think he was a little out of pocket on how he spoke about New York, about my Knicks, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I already knew that he was going to suffer for that comment. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I agree 100%. I agree everything you just said, man. Me personally, I feel like, especially with somebody like Durant, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Nets has a team on paper that looks championship caliber. On paper.
Well, I think, even because because they swap players potentially.
No,
that's
they legitimately have. Look, if
yeah.
everybody used their potential at 100%,
They
it's hard to beat.
yeah, because there's three. Because you got where everybody else got maybe two and a possible, you got you got three. you got
Possible.
three. You got three legitimate all-stars. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, one that never played. That's number one. Okay, one that hasn't played yet.
mm-hmm.
You know, which to be honest with you, I got a feeling they're gonna probably wind up trading. You know, but you got Simmons, Kyrie, Durant. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you look at the rest of their roster, you legitimately got another starting five if they really playing hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you legitimately got another. But see, that's what I mean when I say it's on paper, because everybody's not playing to their potential. You're not playing to their role the way they're supposed to.
So that team got probably like the most stack of shooters that I ever seen on the team. Kyrie, Durant, Curry. What's the other white boy shooter? Because you rarely see a team with that many shooters, with like five shooters. Most teams got maybe two at the most that are shooters. The Nets got five shooters, man, that can shoot it like that.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And see, this is why, when we get into talks about certain teams, you know what I mean, the Nets never come up in the conversation, because they got this, they got the talent. Like you said, they got five shooters, but they don't play cohesively together.
That's only because it's hard, because of the two type of stars that they got, Kyrie and Durant.
Correct. But Jazz, it goes back to what you were saying earlier. If you a point or supposed point, okay, if you rocking the ball, you have to have the mindset of getting the team involved. Team ball is going to win the championship.
And this is
it's not a Kyrie and Durant show. It's team ball.
They're saying what also hurt the Nets was Durant not asserting or Kyrie not capitulating to Durant. It's like Kyrie want to be Batman too instead of Robin. You know what I'm saying? And Durant not asserting himself as I'm Batman, you're Robin. You know?
Well, look at Miami when LeBron played for Miami. Dwayne Wade was Batman when LeBron came, but but Dwayne Wade was like, nah, you know what? You Batman when you hit.
Yeah.
I'll be Robin. I'm cool.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying?
But Kyrie, he might not accept that, because I'm a mega star. I want the same as you got.
Mm-hmm.
I want the same money. I want the same prestige. I want the same everything that you got.
Correct.
Opposed to saying, yo, big man, we ride your coattail. It's your show, it's your team. And everybody already know whatever Kevin Durant really wants is what's going to happen. That's the only reason why Kyrie probably won't get traded, because we trade Kyrie, we surely lost Durant mentally. They got him under contract, but if he start pulling some Harden type of attitude where I'm hurt, I'm going, which it would do him some good to get fat, Durant. So if you just sat around and got fat, it might do him some good. But if he came to Kyrie and instead of sticking up for Kyrie, but we don't know what he really telling Kyrie behind the scenes, like, yo, motherfucker, yo, I'm here because of you, and look at the shenanigans you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So if he was to do that to Kyrie and slap Kyrie upside the head a little bit and say, yo, look, bro, you're the reason why we watching TV now is because of you, solely because of you, your antics, you know what I'm saying, not being accountable and stuff, and trying to blame it on whatever religion or all this other non-basketball crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't think Kevin Durant got the heart to step to Kyrie like that. And he's the man. He's probably the only guy Kyrie probably respect in the basketball league. He probably don't respect coaches, managers, nobody. He respect
And then that
Durant.
takes you all the way back to what we were saying about in the beginning. Just like you said, you have that player that has that dynamic that demands a lot from his team. You know what I'm saying? The Magic Johnsons, the Jordans,
Yep.
You know, the Birds, I mean, like they demand a lot from their team.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to give you all of me, but at the same time, I need you to give me all of you and then some.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yo, they expected nothing less than any of that. You know what I mean? So this game today is so watered down, it's ridiculous, man. And I love watch basketball. I really do. You know what I mean? But there's some days I watch basketball and it's like, I'd rather be watching a TV show right now. This is why. Offensively, defensively, it puts me.
Yo, during the regular season, only if the Knicks wasn't playing, I might watch the Lakers a little bit. I'll watch Charlotte because I do like I like the ball kid. And who else I watch? I like watch. Oh, and John Morant. I like watching them because that dude is going to do something crazy, and the way he just like rises is crazy. And I still think that block shot he did on Homie.
Amazing.
I think that's the best block shot ever.
One of the best block shots I think I've ever seen, bro.
To like actually catch it the way he did, his elbows hit the bottom of and kept the ball and kept it in bounds.
Best block shots I think I've ever seen, bro.
I don't think I ever seen anything that like with.
Now, trust me, I've seen some that are great, but for his height, how high he got up, how quick he got there,
and what he did, like, because most of the time guys had that opportunity, all they're gonna do is just slam it against the backboard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna bounce somewhere. To have the mindset to just grab it, and he was up so high that's what him doing what he did is probably the only reason why he didn't like flip, almost lose his legs and come down on his top part of his back, because when he caught it he was able to use all this against the backboard to push off, kind of like, opposed to like say going up for it and then now I hit here, it caused my legs to go up under me, and now me come up on my tailbone, fall on my tailbone or something like that. That's like crazy, bro. That block shot is crazy.
Like I said, that was probably one of the best block shots I've seen. But I mean, he's look. I said to you guys before he got drafted, the draft wasn't even in the talks at this point in time, and I said, yo, you got to see this kid, John Morant. This dude is phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo.
I never even heard of him, basically.
Just pay attention to this dude, because I'm telling you, he's going to be something different. Like, I see the Iverson in this dude, and he's in college. Like, and he wasn't even in talks.
I know, because when you mentioned him to me, it seemed like he propelled like this. Every week he was just rising. Then when I really now started looking at him, I'm like, yo, that's the number one dude in the
Yeah.
draft. I would pick him first.
Because you gotta remember, RJ Barrett was the one dude they was talking about.
He
Even
was
Zion wasn't number one. You know what I mean?
It was
He
Barrett.
propelled himself.
In the beginning, yeah, it was Barrett.
Yeah.
You know?
It was all about Barrett. You know what I'm saying? But I would like when they would start talking about, you know, it's either going to be Barrett, Zion, RJ. I'm like, yo, I can go with either one of those. But to be truthful with you, who had the all-around mindset, the all-around game, I wanted either Barrett or Ja. You know what I mean? And I was really hoping to trade up to get Ja. And everybody's like, yo, if you got the number one, you wouldn't take Zion? And I was like, no, I wouldn't.
Now, this is, if you want marketing and the marketing ability, you took Zion. If you was a scrub team, you would take Zion because we're going to lose anyway, so we might as well have somebody that's already markable. You know, he got his markability is up here. Although, what's going to hurt Ja? He's going to be a superstar, but what's hurting him is if that's the one thing that don't make certain superstars like plateau to a certain position, their makeup. Like Ja got everything. The only thing Ja don't have, the way he talks is different. He talks like a country bumpkin, and that's not the way his speech pattern is not when it comes on camera. And you endorsing a product, it's like it's not there. So I was talking to, who was I talking to? We was talking about Durant. I said, my brother down south. I said, Durant is, yes, he's probably the best player in the NBA. I said, and he's a superstar, but he's not a marketable superstar because he don't have charisma. You know what I'm saying? He
have that
charisma.
He don't have that Shaq. I mean, look, Jordan made a lot of money. He made a lot of money, but he only got most of the money that he got was because he was Jordan. Like Shaq got money because Shaq had charisma. You know what I mean?
Now, mind you, Shaq has the speech pattern like Ja.
Right.
But his charisma
is off the chart.
Jokey attitude, say crazy stuff. Like Ja got so much, he has so much confidence. He says what other basketball players wouldn't dare say, like, we want all the smoke and we going up the chimney. Cats is like, you know what I'm saying? You ask Ja, he gonna give you, he gonna give you a Joe Namath quote. Yeah, we're gonna win. We're gonna win.
Like, and he gonna try to back it up. But see, that's a great player. That's a great player. When you look at Steph Curry got all the charisma in the world.
Yeah. Nah, I'm on that.
And it carries because his brother has charisma. Maybe not as much as him, but his brother has charisma. His daughter got charisma. Like, yo, when you look at that Curry family, it's crazy. You know, his dad had a little charisma. It wasn't as much as Steph, but, you know, you could see where it comes from, the comfortability in the position that they're in and so on and so forth, whatever. So, yeah, bro, I agree. Yo, you got to have that flair, you know what I mean? And then him not being in a real media market, you know what I'm saying? Like, Memphis is not really a media market, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's actually making Memphis.
Because, you know, like, because, you know, the debate is now who should be on the billboards out there, him or Elvis Presley. And you know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be a hard reach, bro, because they want that white boy on there.
We go another situation, like say in New York, Patrick Ewing, superstar. No charisma. So how much endorsements did you see him do? It wasn't much. He didn't endorse much. It didn't come to because of his speech pattern. When the Knicks tried that, I don't know if you've seen the day that the Knicks brought him in to commentate, like when they, across the street from the Garden, when they do the, the follow up on the game, they tried to bring him in here. Yo, bro, he's reading the prompter and talking, and
I saw it. He's bad at it, bro.
I felt so bad for him.
He's
bad they were trying to bring him back to New York as something, because he should have been a Clyde. He should have been like Clyde, get kind of like that chance, But he don't have.
But even if your words, and this is where people get caught up. Even if your words don't sound proper, you understand what I'm saying? Look at Charles Barkley.
I was just about to say Charles Barkley.
So, Charles Barkley is not the most charismatic dude on that set.
He just got something about him,
he has a flair about him, bro. That keeps him.
He's
keeps him marketable.
His country bunkerness.
It's never ending. Like there's always when you think Charles is going down, something happens and pops him right back up. You know what I mean? Whether it's him arguing with Shaq, you know what I mean, or because that's usually what gets him back up there. Once him and Shaq go at it again, it's like, okay, I see Charles is going down again. Let me go say something to him and get him riled up. He'll say something to him and they go at it. Kenny is going to always be Kenny. He says just enough to keep him in the light. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's intelligent. You know what I mean? He's knowledgeable, and he says just enough to keep him in the game. So I love bro. That whole comment, that whole set to me is perfect. I wouldn't change that for nothing in the world. Somebody's not here anymore. Huh?
It cracks me up when Charles Barkley he started messing with Shaq to where Shaq started getting mad. All right. When Shaq is like literally mad, like I'm gonna smack the out of you. Keep it up. All right, keep it up. So and Shaq is a jokester, but he can't take it. He can't take it from Barkley, yo. Barkley hit it rubber the wrong way. You be like, damn, do they really like each other? Because why is he getting mad at Barkley for joking on him like that?
Yo, son, and he be pissed. He be pissed. But like I said, once again, I like that dynamic. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact they can move on from it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what they're saying.
So if you don't have, you can have a speech impediment because how you grew up, that's just how you talk. Even if you want to call it a speech impediment, that's just where you come from. That's how you talk. So it's not really a speech impediment, but when you're the face of a marketing team that got you out there endorsing a lot of stuff, if you don't have the super duper charisma, bro, we can't have you talking like that, and you don't have the it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the it, bro. If you're gonna talk like that, you gotta be lovable. Or hated. They gotta love you or hate you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you gotta be super hated or super loved. All the in between. You've forgotten about super quick. Super quick. But look, remember this. How many times did you see somebody say, Rick Mahorn is probably like the best dude ever? Never. Everybody hated Rick Mahorn. You know what I mean? But if you say Rick Mahorn, everybody knows him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about Darryl Dawkins, like that's a love-hate situation right there. You know what I mean? But he was hated more than he was loved. And when you talk about the likes of the Oakleys and the Xavier McDaniels, and what's the white boy's name? Gosh, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot for not saying his name, bro. He played on Detroit. What's his name? Come on.
Lambert.
Yeah, Lambert. He's the Liberty coach. When you talk about these guys, yo, you never gonna say, yo, he was probably my favorite guy. If you live in Detroit, maybe, yeah. But outside of that, oh, everybody hated this dude. Everybody hated him, but he was so hated, he was rememberable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, you either super loved or super hated. That's how you get remembered in the NBA. You know what I mean?
It's crazy when you hate it and you busting somebody butt in a quiet way, or the way that you do it. Like Lambert ain't going to average 20 something. He's going to average 15, 12, 15, 7 rebounds, but he's going to do something crazy defensively, or that is going to be like,
he's going to do the little tangible things, man.
Yeah,
things. Get under your skin, grab you, pull you, push you down, elbow you in the back, all the little things that just throw you off your game completely. Completely, not even just a little bit, bro. Like, you just completely, until you like, seasoned guy that like, I already know how this dude gonna play me. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a dirty game. You know what I'm saying? But but you either super loved or super hated. Anything in between, you're not really memorable.
I remember one game when Lambert did something to somebody, and they kind of like beat him up a little bit and threw him on the ground and beat him up a little bit. And they said before he got up, he said something to one of his teammates. He's like, because everybody's like, oh yeah, good for him. He got beat up, he did this or whatever. But then he said when he got up, he said, did he get thrown out the game?
Yo, he know what he's doing.
Yo,
Lambert is super smart, man. Super smart. You know what I mean? That dude played that role to a T.
Mm-hmm.
To a T. I can't outmuscle Olajuwon. I can't, outperform Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't outmuscle David Robinson.
Bro, he didn't have one scintilla of finesse in his game at all.
None.
You almost like would say, how in the hell this dude is actually really on the roster in the NBA? Huh?
Yo.
All right, love you.
I say the same thing all the time, bro. Like, how is this dude even on the roster? But it's that love-hate relationship, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If you go down the line of teams that had players that were super loved, you know what I mean? Even when you go to San Antonio, you got David Robinson, right? Mind you, Tim Duncan was more decorated than David Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But he's forgettable to a degree.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, when you sit down, you talk about like, LeBron got 6 rings, and how many rings do Tim Duncan have?
I think he got 4 or 5. 5?
He got like 5, bro.
Yeah. I think he might got 5.
They went to the chip like almost 10 times. But they don't even talk about this dude when it comes down to talk about rings and anything else like that. Like, he's forgettable.
He's forgettable. The only thing, every once in a while, when there's a debate on who's the best power forward, they say FC. But to me, he ain't really a power forward. I can't call a guy that should be center just like David. I mean,
he's supposed to be a center.
Like on the Lakers. To me, you wussing out. You don't want to play center. Come on, bro. If you play center that means we can get a better power. We can try to get a good power forward to match alongside you. So now you playing power forward, we ain't gonna get a good center to go with you. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
You know, that's like, man, yo, bro, you need to play your position.
That's like they used to try to put, they would try to put AC Green in the center position and put Kareem in power forward. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, you know, just because you're tall enough don't mean you're supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, my guy, come on. Look, I get it. I get how the teams are trying to get a leg up. You know what I mean? But no matter how you look at it, every team that has won the chip had a full roster. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You know what I mean? And, you know, whether that player is good enough, you know what I mean, to deal with the better people at his position, that remains to be seen. You know what I mean? But you want to have at least 3 people on your starter that's, you know, all-star caliber. At least. They may not have made it, but they at least play into that potential of at least being all-star, you know, caliber.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you need that and some good, and then the rest of the team is all strictly role players.
That's a fact.
Like they ain't stepping out of that realm of, man, I need the ball more. Nah, you don't, you know, we need you to do this and do this to the best of your ability to help this team win. Like PJ Tucker, ultimate role player. Him, a man from Boston, he just won the what defensive player of the year, I think. What's my man name? He's hurt right now with the green hair. Those dudes, man, those are ultimate role players. You know, even though he bitched a little bit, smart. He bitched a little bit. Was it last year about Jalen Rose and Jalen Brown and homeboy shooting too much? You know, he was bitching a little bit, but they got that situation, you know, together. You know, but that's what you need, bro. You need that 3, or either 2 and a possible, and the ultimate role player.
Solid role players. And that's what it comes down to. I tell people all the time, man, like, you know, it's good having a real good young core, but you need those veterans, man. They solidify a team. No matter how you look at it, you have good veterans on any team, and it helps to push those young ones in the direction they need to go in.
I think you just can't have too many like the Lakers.
Oh no, the Lakers had all old people.
Like, yo, bro, come on, man. Like
they had like one rookie.
Yo, Bron, where you going with that, man? You mean to say you ain't got none of these young thoroughbreds on your
man?
You ain't trying to get them on your team, like these dudes that's gonna run like a deer.
If LeBron wasn't scoring, if he wasn't scoring 95 points, you know what I mean? Then yeah, you need to look for a better core. You know what I'm saying? Because it just wasn't working.
I'm just thinking about it now. That's what probably hurt LeBron maybe from getting more rings. I want seasoned players besides on the side of me, opposed to looking at that young talent and say, yo, we need one of these young cats that's, you know what I'm saying? And then they had quite a few, and they gave up so much, man. They get what's his name? Davis. You know?
Davis made a mistake going to the Lakers, bro. I'm sorry. You know, I mean, yeah, they got that ring in that soft year. You know what I'm saying? But you know, everything else was exposed.
To me, if he wasn't coming to the Lakers to be the next big center, he shouldn't have came. And I don't see him finishing his career as a Laker either, as the next big thing. He ain't, to me.
Bro, if he's not leaving before next season starts, he's definitely leaving the next year. I don't see him there another 2 years. I don't. I'm
I
gonna be
think,
honest with you. And if I was him, I would do it sooner than later. You know what I'm saying?
well, because it's so much talk now that one of them gotta really go. One of them need to leave.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you kind of want to keep Davis. I'm gonna be honest with you. If anything, let's trade LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think
actually,
about it,
it's a lot of talk that LeBron should really not even get traded, but should really be thinking about leaving also too. And but his next departure, he can't be the man on the squad though. He needs to go somewhere where he's like maybe like the second to the
bro,
third,
that's a huge ego check, bro. That's a
Yeah.
huge ego check, bro, for LeBron.
Well, let me say this: if he goes to a team that got a superstar already, he definitely can't come in and like say if you hypothetically if he went to Milwaukee, you ain't the Giannis is the man.
Yeah, he's not giving up that. Giannis is not giving up that spot for LeBron.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He
He's
can't go
not.
play with
But I'm gonna
Durant
tell you a team
without
LeBron
Durant
should have
being.
gone to. I'm gonna tell you a team he should have gone to, where he would have won at least 2, maybe 3 more chips. Easy. Portland.
Doing what time? Who's there? What team?
When they had Lillard, McCullough, uh, um, who else was on there? Who else was on there? Were you talking like not even that long ago? We're talking like 2 years ago, maybe 3. If he had went there, yo, they would have soaked up the West, bro.
Yeah, because they was right there on that.
Melo was already in the 6-man spot. You know what I mean? So he wasn't looking to take over nothing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they would have soaked up the West, bro. They would have soaked it up. Like Phoenix was up and coming because Phoenix is the team to beat to me.
You think so?
Oh, without question, bro.
I mean, they're the team to beat, but I don't think they're going to win.
Well, I said that last year, right? And I ain't gonna front. Milwaukee surprised me. You know what I mean? They did. I didn't think Milwaukee was gonna be able to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I think Phoenix got outcoached. You know what I'm saying? But given another year, and they still playing on the level that they playing on right now.
You know what? If I was Phoenix, I wouldn't be scared of nobody in the West. But if I was them, I'd be scared of Milwaukee and Boston. Miami don't.
Well, I mean, the good thing about that is that one of them is going to take care of the other one somewhere along the line. You only really got one to worry about because they're going to cancel each other out.
But, and I think those are the only 2 teams that can beat Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because
Utah is a squad. But
yo, bro, Utah is front runners. You know what I'm saying? They front runners, man.
But they like Dallas. Once again, like to me, Utah is today's Dallas. You remember how Dallas used to win all of those games, 60, 70 games, and lose in the first round.
They like Atlanta. Like Atlanta was like that. Went back during the Dominique time.
Win all those games and get blown out in the first round, second round. Like, yo.
Who else? Even Cleveland, when Brad Daugherty was there during them days, him and Price.
I forgot about Daugherty and Price, man. Like, yo, that's crazy. But yeah, Cleveland had a little squad too, man. They had a little squad too.
But this like one of them years though, man. I wouldn't be shocked whoever win, because you got about a good 3 to 4 teams that can really legitimately win.
Well, I say if because I think Utah is going to get handled sooner than later. I should say
Utah is done after this. If they make it through this is it for them.
They ain't got no more run for nobody else, bro.
I didn't see nothing in Utah to make me think that they was they was going to get close to a chip. And if it wasn't for Murray being out, Denver might would have did a little bit more noise.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
agree 100%, bro.
You know what? If I tell you one thing, if Dallas had another really consistent player, I'm talking about like, because what's the name is in big demand. Brunson as a point guard, he gonna get paid. His consistency, he's just not consistent yet. But if Luka had another star with him, Dallas would be all world.
I mean, you got to remember.
And Porzingis was supposed to.
You had the rapist that went over there, and he was supposed to take care of all that.
He was supposed to be that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he went over there with his pedophile ways and did his thing, and and they were supposed to be the tandem. You know what I mean? But I'm glad we got rid of him. You know what I mean? Because he would have held us back.
Yeah, and I'm like this too. If you don't want to be here, well, I don't even want you. I ain't even trying to fight to keep you here. Word. I start hearing rumblings that from your camp, like you don't want to be. All right, y'all, let's accommodate you to get out of here. That's why I would never want LeBron to come to the Knicks when he had his chance. You didn't come. Durant, Kyrie, y'all had your chance. Y'all didn't come. I don't want y'all to ever think about coming to the Knicks now.
Word. Don't come later on when your career is half done so you can get some free money. That's how I see it. Like, they only come when they want to get that free money.
Yeah.
Just to have the name, I don't need the name now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love when they come, they play, and they get outperformed. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you may have another game.
Like, I didn't like Barrett game in the beginning, but the one thing that I did like about Barrett, he wanted to be here. You know what I'm saying? And then his boy grew on me.
What I loved about Barrett, what I loved about Barrett was he always had a drive. You know what I'm saying? He always had determination. And I just felt like put him in Steph Curry situations. You gotta remember, Steph Curry wasn't Steph Curry when he first came to the league. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until the practicing, the conversations with Mark Jackson, the all the little different tandems. A few years later, Steph Curry is Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? I see Barrett's drive in the same note. Like, give him some time. He need that right coach. I don't think we even got the right coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tibbs is a good coach. I don't think he's our coach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he holds the team back. He stagnates the team. And you got horses on that team.
I'm just tired of these old timer coaches. You got a new wave of players now. Then like these guys, the same age as like when these guys was coming in the 60s and 70s, but you were as a young player, you didn't have like the moxie to say what you're going to do and you ain't going to do. That's when because coaches don't like them 60s and 70s coaches where they can make your career. If I don't like you, I'm putting you in bad situations and almost basically telling you, as long as you play on my team, you ain't gonna be shit type shit. You ain't going nowhere type stuff.
Yeah, and this is why I felt bad for Woodson. Even what's the coach name that left before Tibbs that they got rid of? Oh gosh.
You talking about the brother?
Yeah.
Because he did what? When it was he went back to Indiana coaching now. Indiana. Yeah. What
I just feel like Woodson was way before him. I think he was like two coaches before him. But this is why I say, like, you need to bring on a coaching staff that's a little more modernized to, like you said, the way that things are played now. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for the half court, full hard press defense. You know what I'm saying? But you also got to be willing to open up that bench and let these young ones run. Like, let these dudes fly. Let them do their thing, bro. Like, you know, put some plays in rotation so that these dudes can just move up and down the court.
Yo, how you gonna be a coach and be like, I don't like playing rookies. I don't like playing these young guys, really. And then when you got no choice but to play them and they excel, that's messing up your whole game plan. Like, oh shit, now people gonna be like, oh, why you don't let him play now? He forced to come out of his element. He wants to be able to do things his way, but oh man, this dude came in, and he's playing out of this world. I gotta change my philosophy of not playing rookies and this and that. Because if not, they're gonna chew me up.
Yo, how annoying is it that you have players like Obi playing and yo, Randall's not there. This dude is doing, 15, 20 points a game, grabbing, 10, 11 rebounds.
And he got athleticism.
And is explosive, in the box and outside of it.
Yo, bro.
But you don't want to give him play. And then you want to talk about, oh, well, we might get something for him, so we're thinking about trading him.
Like, yo, bro, the closing games of this year, I was like, yo, I didn't know he had that in this game. Like, he's starting to blossom. It's like, all right, I'm next year it should be my breakout year. Randall, the worst thing Randall probably saying to himself is like, oh shit. Okay, I was having shit with the fans now. Oh man, they're gonna fall in love. They falling in love with Obi. Oh, they really ain't gonna care about me no more now. It's time to go, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Obi was another one. Remember, I was telling you, we had this conversation before he got traded. Like, yo, if we can get down to, a certain position and this dude is still available, we should get this guy.
Yeah, because the talk was, what's that point guard that a lot of people thought the Knicks should have got. And I think that kid ended up getting traded from
what was it? Was it Edwards?
Nah.
Edwards. No,
what's that point guard name? He's like 6'6", 6'7". His name is on the tip of my tongue. He played for the Kings. But I think they traded him before. I think he's on another team now, if I'm not mistaken. I thought. Maybe I might be just mistaken or some shit, but
I know what you're talking about because they was talking about getting him as a point guard.
Either be him or Obi.
But the fact that Obi was still available, like you couldn't miss going for this dude. Like if they would have missed going for him,
didn't Obi win the Player of the Year or something?
He won that Player of the Year. What did he win? Oh, you mean in college?
College, yeah. The Whitman, something like that, or whatever it was.
Yeah, he was Player of the Year in college.
I go, bro. And it's kind of like astonished that it kind of reminds me of when what's my man played point guard, but he with the Knicks, but he was a quarterback at Florida.
Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward wins the player
Heisman. Yeah,
and all that crap, the Heisman and all that, and he get drafted some crazy.
Yo, how crazy is that? I mean, usually when you win the Heisman, you go top 5, top 10 at the latest. At the latest. But you usually top 5. Like you within that top 5, only because of need. You know what I mean? But usually within that time, somebody's taking you. Like if they don't take you first, they're definitely taking you second or third. But you usually don't drop no lower than 5. As a Heisman Trophy winner, it was like, yo, these dudes don't call me.
Yo, hold up. Did he get drafted at all?
He did, but I think it was like what, second, third round or something like that. Like
That's
it
like
wasn't even the first round. That's
that was
crazy.
like a total diss. Like, yo,
But everybody felt like because of his height, he wouldn't make it in the
yeah.
league.
What was he
You know what
like?
I mean?
What 6'1" or something?
Yeah, like 6'1", 6'2", something like that, or whatever.
Yeah.
But shoot, daggone Doug Flutie made a nice name for himself. Even though he went from league to league, he still made a nice name for himself. He was the shortest quarterback I think ever.
I don't even think he cracked 10, did he? He's like 5'9" or some shit, 5'10"
That
or
dude
something.
was short. Yeah, he was like 5'9", 5'8", something like that, or whatever.
5'10" or some crap. Yeah.
Flutie was short. You know what I mean? For a quarterback, he was abnormally short, but he knew how to do what he had to do with his height. You know what I'm saying? I think Charlie Ward would have been an excellent quarterback.
Of course, Charlie Ward reminds me of one of them cerebral players, but no matter which one of the two sports, it's like to me, he seemed like he carried himself like he was a smart kid. You know what I'm saying?
He was. I mean, but he knew his sport. You know what I'm saying? Football and basketball. He knew his sport. And he was another one that was a true point guard. Like, you know, his position was pass first. I mean, he wasn't as popular, but you know, he was popular enough.
Yeah, he was more on that side of the fence, a point guard. I don't think he would have ever been a great basketball player. He would have been serviceable and stayed in the league, you know, maybe get that 10 in or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? I think he would have been an okay player. You know? So, yeah.
Charlie Ward. Shoot, who was the other dude that Greg Anthony, even his son. His son is another one of those, you know, John Morant's.
Oh yeah, Cole.
Yeah.
I seen that when he was in high school, and when he was playing at Malloy, he had a good center that played with him too at Malloy, and he was he was one of those type of players that he's making it on sure. Like I got to live up to this Anthony name, you know, and because at first I didn't, when I started seeing highlights of him in high school, he didn't really impress me much. Even at the McDonald's game, he didn't really to me, he didn't impress me that for him to leave college early, you know, and coming to the league.
He knew the class that was coming out, bro. Like it got to a point, like, you know, your class, the class after you, and maybe the class after that. Like, you kind of know who's coming out, you know, who's coming in and probably leaving the first year. Like, you know where you're going, so you don't want your stock to fall too far. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was his whole reasoning, because I know he's not hurting for money, so there's really no need for you to really leave early to go into the league. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
he was good enough. I mean, and shit, he busted Nick's ass one time or two. So, you know, like the Knicks is good for letting somebody that shouldn't be busting their butt bust their butt.
Yeah.
It's good for that. Like, yo, man, every time a team come, an unknown player or someone that's not expected come and had a game of their career, playing y'all, like, man, this dude averaging 6 points. This dude, he ended up with 24 or something. Like, yo, bro, come on, what the hell is this? You trade away guys before their prime, and you get them after their prime. Like, I hate that with them, you know. But these young boys, I like the name that they call them too. They call them the Nick kids. Them, you need those type of players to go along with vets. You need a couple of vets, and you need those type of players too. You know, so yeah, it's crazy. You know?
Well, But as you see, once again, you know what I mean? When we get started on a tangent, bro, sometimes it's just hard for us to get off of that tangent.
Yo, too bad because this was the topic that we really needed, like guys like Willie Green and Dexter, you know, these cats like that the pop in and you know and chime in, because I walked into the to the cafeteria a couple of weeks ago, and them two was in a good discussion about basketball and you know and stuff like that. And it was like interesting, you know. But to me, because of my age, I think that's the reason why I find it the perspective of some guys. You know, Dexter is older than me, so he can go back really good in the 70s.
Mhm.
You know, but if you're like in your 30s, like you really only can, even in your early 40s, you really only can go back, but so far. You're probably, if you're in your 40s, your heydays is probably in the 80s of your knowledge of basketball. So you know you probably can comprehend real good of the 80s basketball probably, but the
I mean, now
70s.
that you're a basketball head, like you know, like this team, like we really into like sports, bro. So
Mhm.
you know, a lot of times, you know what I mean, we get into conversations with each other with people, man. It's like, yo, that wasn't even your era. But
The only way you're going to expand in errors is you gotta you know do some facts checking or you know
mhm,
hunting. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask about when you're in conversation with guys who've seen it, like who you think about, or who do this player remind you of this player back during that time, you know? Because although basketball was totally different back then, shit, back then though, he had some cats that was giving up some good numbers,
word,
you know? Yeah,
word.
so
I mean, but you just gotta know, you gotta know your sport, man. Like, you know, me personally, you know, like, you know, my sons, and I attest to all of that. It, we buffs, bro. Like, yo, we sit down and we talk about it, but we don't only just talk, we research, you know what I'm saying? So we go into the, you know, the folders and the files and the
I
old
just about to
videos and
say, I
stuff
like
like
this
that.
when they got a laptop in front of them, bro. They yo, they
Yeah,
get that number. They get some numbers for you.
yo,
Yo,
Jazz, I be
you
telling
know
people they
you
don't
know
know.
you know who they what they would do good at. You know, like say these talk analysts on these sports shows. Like
Mhm.
they got people in their ears that's facts checking and giving them information. And that's them dudes. You know what I'm saying? They
That's
like,
why I said, like, even with, this is why I said this last week, bro. Like, I put my team against anybody. And I'm not talking about just putting a laptop in front of them. I'm just talking about them just knowing the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll go at anybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, look, it's not really a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it to challenge anybody. Well, I am, but I'm not. Okay? I'm not saying to really challenge anybody. I'm just saying that, you know, we don't talk it just to be saying it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we really like the sport. You know what I mean? So we know a lot of the things that we're talking about. You know what I mean?
mhm.
But we can fact check it and prove it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we love this sport. We love sports, but we love this sport. Like basketball has always been our number one sport. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk sports, we talk sports. But when we talk basketball, it's a different love. You know what I mean? It's a different feel for it, you know?
Mhm.
And that's the only reason why we go on a tangent like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we probably would have been changed the topic, you know, like 3 times in the course of this hour and a half, 2 hours that we've been on here. You know what I mean? So, but it's just something that we love to do. You know what I mean? I would love to have Dex, you know, or Green or whatever, or one of them dudes come up on here. Actually, I had a couple of people like, yo, I want to be on a podcast. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? So we're gonna set that up for them too, but they gotta be ready. They gotta be ready. You know what I mean? Because
We need that. We need that. We do have that day. Have have your sons come around the ping in also. Cause
Yeah,
I like having those kind of conversation with different perspectives, different age groups, you know. But
and know that they're passionate.
they
I say,
and Dwayne though, them dudes, man, they even in basketball, they can go back deep. You be like, damn, like man, they actually can get in a conversation with someone with my age and handle their own,
I'm telling you,
easily handle their own,
passionate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, that only comes from taking the time out, doing the research, being around somebody that loves the game as much as you do, that's a little bit older, you know what I'm saying? Being young in the house while like I'm watching the games, going crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, my dad's so crazy right now. You know what I mean? Like the passion just came from, way back when. So yeah.
So like for me, like say when you like especially like with Jace kind of flourishing, he's on that he's on that AU tournament.
Mm-hmm.
AU he's on the circuit right now. They just came from I think PA last week, I think. And I was just asking him today actually how he doing that tournament. He was like, the team didn't. He said he did good. He said the team didn't do good, but he did good. I said, well, as long as y'all meshing, because the tournament they went to prior away, they went 2-1, and they beat one of the bigger better teams in the tournament. And I think Jason's potential could even be much better if he was a student of the game. But the dude is a video game junkie.
Okay.
If he was a student of the game, like if I played basketball in high school with what we have now, bro, wherever my position was, I'm on like have the technology we got with computers and stuff. Who's some of the, in my eyes, some of the greater point guards? I'm going on and listening to interviews, all that kind of stuff, like to get their output and on how they played the game. You know what I'm saying? And then watch how they played the game, like highlights. Because almost all the greats you can just tap their name and you can just see a whole bunch of highlights,
Mm-hmm.
and, and just like, okay, this, at my position, this is some of the guys that I should be studying, some of the greats, and putting in that kind of work. Because these kids, they're gifted, of course, because we always say, oh man, the best player this, but shit, yo, bro, like that one-arm player. Imagine that dude if he had two arms.
Word. That dude's crazy, bro. I watched a video of this dude and I'm like, yo, son, one arm.
Yo, bro, one arm, he's doing what he's doing. What would he be doing if he had two arms at that age?
Destroying dudes.
You can't tell me that kid wouldn't be probably the best player coming out right now.
Destroying dudes.
One arm, like holy.
But anyway, I think our time is pretty much over the record right now. We are rocked out for a good minute.
Yeah, no doubt.
And
I know now I'm caught in no man's land. I need a nap, old man's nap. If I take that old man's nap, I'm getting up at 11 and then I'm done.
I'm in the same boat, man. I've been
now
up since like
I gotta stay up probably because because now if I go lay in the bed, bro, I'm gonna pass out.
yeah.
But I'm so daggone tired. I gotta.
Yeah,
You
bro.
know?
I'm in the same boat, bro. I've been up since like 3 this morning. You know what I mean? And then, I got up, had to do some things. I wanted to put some food on the grill and stuff like that. So I had to get up, get that ready. And it was cold this morning. So, it was hard getting everything together, but I got it on. And before you knew it, I had to start doing that, trying to work on some things for the stream and stuff. And things were just crashing. So had to work on that for most of the morning. And then to run out and do some errands or whatever. Came back, still wasn't, just crazy. It was a crazy day, but you know what? You had those days, man. We've been through this before, so it ain't new to it. You know what I mean?
Yo, do you like say for me, right? Monday, when I'm, my days off Tuesday and Wednesday, but Monday is really like to me my day off, Monday and Tuesday, because Wednesday, although I'm not thinking about the job, I'm gearing up to get rest and get ready
For the next day. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
That's
the day before work is like, I'm not really trying to go do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm, that type of stuff.
And if I'm going to do it, I got to try to do it early. You know what I'm saying?
Man, and I got to finish making a couple of phone calls, bro, to call some moms out.
Yeah, yo, bro. Like I said, man, if I'm doing it, I got to do it early. Got to get it done early. You know what I mean? I'm shoot. As soon as I finish this, I got cleanup duty. All this stuff that I left out. You know what I mean? Doing all this cooking stuff like that, man. So, but yeah, man. Just look, I'm happy that we got 3 in the book so far, and before we know it, we'll be 100 episodes in. Things getting bigger and better. Thinking about building another computer. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. That's gonna be the next project. You know what I mean? So I just built my daughter's, and hers is, bro.
What chip did you use?
I used the AMD.
Went to AMD.
Yeah, I used the AMD.
Is the same one you got, or once you stepped up, even bigger?
Actually, she stepped up because she got the biggest chip that they had, and was it the 9 or the 11? Whatever the biggest one was, I forget whichever one it was, but yeah, she got the biggest processor. She got the best video card, which was the
GeForce or the
60. No, for the AMD, the video cards are I think it's the RDX 6090 or something like that, or whatever it is, whatever their highest card is. It was like over G, and it's like over G.
The card?
Yeah, it was like 8 or something.
Huh?
9 and change. Yeah.
God damn! So that damn.
Yeah,
that computer is gonna shit. That computer might not be obsolete until 2050.
Yo, bro, think of it this way. Remember when I did mines, and I spec mines the same way I did mines, where I bought everything at its highest. And even till today, the gaming computers that they sell like in Micro Center and stuff like that, it's still speccing just a tad bit lower than what I have now.
Well, just think about it, bro. Like the stuff you bought, you still won't, you can't get people haven't stepped their game up to where you can get the full power out of your computer. Like it's not, companies haven't even made things yet for your computer to get the best power out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, it's crazy.
i7s, technology hasn't even reached the i7 yet.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
we got nothing.
I'm still able to use. Remember, I7 was at its highest, was like supposed to be the quickest thing on the face of it. But you know, technology advances so fast, you buy it just because it's out there. But the technology itself is still not caught up to what you just bought.
Yo, bro, I talked to an IT guy. Where was I at? I'm quite sure it probably was Micro Center. I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure it probably was Micro Center or either Best Buy, one of them two. And we were just talking, and he was telling me his credential, and he said, "Yo, bro," and this was maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and he was like right now he's like, this is when the i7s was really killing. Right? We probably was only into the Gen 2 or 3 with the i7, right. And he was saying how he said the potential of what these computers can do that hasn't, technology hasn't caught up with it yet. It's nothing really out there that can, because you want to get to the point where when i7 is basically done, when i7 ain't able to handle the stress of new technology and stuff. And we still haven't, it's still a lot of companies that still haven't started producing things that you can get the full potential out of it yet.
Yo,
I think we had Gen 9, 11.
The only way you're gonna really see it is if, like if you're really doing like video, like, the stuff that, that come along with half of the things that we do. If you're doing video, or if you're doing like, gaming, like really serious gaming and stuff like that, that's when you see it come into play.
But gaming, those are like two of the only facets is moving just as quick as, the processing speed and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's gaming and video.
Yeah.
Those like the only two things that are utilizing i7 and higher or whatever.
Yeah. And that's and see, my daughter, she does a lot of gaming. You know what I mean? Like she's heavy into gaming and stuff like that. Like, and just let you know, you know what I mean, if you think that, your game skills is up, let us know when y'all have like a little, something, you want to put some money on something, I got a team for you, bro. Like, but yeah, I mean, just the processes and everything else like that, bro, and that's why I spec'd her computer the way I did, so that, when we start adding the different dimensions and different areas of everything that we're doing, you know what I mean, we're not going to be lagging. Like, the only reason why we're having the video and audio issues that we're having right now is because there's a lot of equipment that's being incorporated. And to be honest with you, we just hadn't touched a lot of stuff in so long, you know what I mean, DJ wise, that putting it back together, honestly, I'm pretty sure it's one click. I promise you, it's one click, and it's just a matter of finding the area where we need to click that one click, and everything will work like magic. I remember a time when me and Jazz was going crazy for days, hours upon hours. We was going crazy for days, and then we were sitting in my crib one day, and we were going through it like for the millionth time, like, yo, let's go through it again from the beginning to the end. And we got halfway through, and we was like, yo, what does this button do? I don't remember. We clicked it, all problems solved. I don't mean one, all problems solved. Like, wow. And then we had to research it, like, yo, what did we just do? And once we went back and we realized what we had done, it was like, yo, we've been doing this for days, hours. We count the hours, like 72 hours, whatever it was. You know what I mean? Like, Jazz would go home, he would get on his set, we would start, and, it was like, yo, what did we do wrong? Like, I don't understand. And boom, at one click, bow. So yeah, it's just a matter of a click, and I know what it is, because everything, it goes, it comes, it goes. So it's it's annoying. You know what I mean? I would say it's pissing me off. Well, it is. You know, but you know, at the end of the day, I know what we'll be. You know what I'm saying?
We will prevail.
Yeah, I know what the potential of this team. So, you know, it's cool. And the fact that, you know, I work 12-hour days, Jazz works 10, 11-hour days, you know, it's kind of hard to come home and do what we once did before, you know. And I'm in a new crib, you know, Jazz is redoing his studio, I'm redoing my studio. So everything is everywhere. So it's just like, it's a lot, you know what I mean? And, you know, a lot of people are like, well, why'd you start the podcast? That shouldn't hinder us from what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why that was started, you know. But I've enjoyed it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm enjoying talking to my brother, you know what I mean? And we're working on a few guests. We should have those solidified in the next couple of weeks. So we should have a nice couple of weeks coming up, you know what I mean? And, you know, from what's been told, you know what I mean? We're gonna hit y'all next week, 3 to 5. And let's take it from there. I'm sitting up here watching these birds. They're out here wilding out in my backyard. Yo, these birds be wilding out here, bro. You know, they be attacking each other, trying to rape the girls in the trees. And...
Yo, do you have any woodpeckers out there?
I heard them once. I didn't hear
Yo,
him.
bro, I haven't heard them in a while, but yo, every morning we used to have this one woodpecker. You're like, God damn, how the hell he be pecking that shit so quick and hard? And he ain't that close to us either, but it echoes. That noise, man, it's just like, it's a unique sound, man, to hear it. And he be at it for a minute, like, like, damn.
Yeah, I haven't heard him in a while, man. I'm hoping I don't get it, because they say once they perch and they find a good spot, they don't want to leave. They just keep coming back like every day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to see them, man. I just got these little blue jays and these little red belly birds, and yo, they just back here just wilding. You know, like, I'm good, but once I go in the backyard, they just fly off. They don't stay there. But as soon as I go in the crib, like they be in the tree looking like, yo, he's gone. He's gone. Yo,
bro, I wish we had those kind of birds. For some reason, every year, these strange ass birds come and start perching up on top of the house. Yo, bro, they look so scary, and you don't know. You'd be like, what the hell are they? They look like pterodactyls and shit, you know? You're like, what the hell? Bro, they look like Stone Age birds. You be like, what are they? One of them was on my truck, man, and he was just like, he didn't have no desire to move either. It was just like, he was on the top. Des was like, oh shoot, told they go one on your truck. And they got the craziest look. The look and built is like, what the hell is that? Every year they come and they just start perching up on top of the house. You be like almost scared to go in the house because you never. This is when we first started getting them, was the first time I ever seen that kind of bird. I'm like, what the hell is it?
You can keep them over there, bro. You can keep them over there.
It's like the craziest thing, man. Bro, you literally be like, damn, are that thing gonna swoop down on me if I try to run in the house? Yeah, man, but all right, my folks. It's a good show.
Next week?
No doubt. And
we'll have everything solidified, and we'll be back in regular studios, both of us.
Yeah. We crawling right. We crawling right now to get to that position and run.
It's all good.
No doubt. Mm-hmm.
But the audio sounds better. So look, we got half of the battle done. The audio sounds better. That's all that matters. You know, so we just got to work on the other part. You know what I mean? But like I said, one click away. That's all.
We be there. Right. My parting words: stay woke.
Stay woke. I'm with you on it.
All right, beloved.
All right, my brother.
Peace and blessings.
Love you, my guy.
Love you,
I'll
babe.
later.
All right, peace.
Peace.